Alrighty guys, this is Jason. I'm here with probably my most controversial video yet, but it has nothing to do with men or women or relationships or anything of that sort. What if I told you that the United States has the best military of anybody in the world in all areas except for one? This is probably going to shock the bejesus out of everybody here, but the United States does not have the best military game in the world when it comes to drone warfare. And I'm about ready to make you guys all fall out of your chairs when I tell you who it is. The best drone game in the world right now, militarily, belongs to none other than Ukraine. And the results in their war with Russia are the biggest illustrator of this. This is another case where the old canard phrase is true, and that is necessity is the mother of invention. You see, Ukraine had to get very inventive and very creative when it came to taking on the Russian Federation and Vladimir Putin. Because, of course, Russia has superior numbers as far as number of soldiers and most of their other equipment. Fighter jets, bombs, missiles, etc. But the one area where they've been able to absolutely beat them and everybody else under the sun is in drones. And not only have they been able to do it in terms of volume and number of drones, and in addition to being the biggest drone manufacturer in the world right now, they make 7 million per year at this juncture. But the ones that they have are some of the best stealth drones on the planet that have been taken their attacks. They've reached Moscow. They've reached petroleum plants, and they've attacked within the Russian Federation. Arms manufacturers, oil refineries, the things that really make their war machines go. They've put a massive hurt on Putin and Russia. Now, as far as territory goes, this is still a slugfest. It's not causing them to dominate or win necessarily. But like I said, necessity is the mother of invention, and the Ukrainians have developed weapons that have allowed them to keep the Russians at bay and have reduced their capabilities to build weapons and wage war, which is really the only way that they can deal with the threat, is to reduce the Russian capability to manufacture weapons and wage war themselves. Some of the tricks that these drones have done has been, basically the stuff of legend. How to take out an entire missile plant by having drones fly at extremely low altitudes, barely 100 feet above the ground, and then disable the Russian cameras at these plants, which then provide cover for actual missiles to come shooting in and cause insane amounts of destruction. It has reached a point now where, with this whole mess in Iran, the Persian Gulf countries are looking to Ukraine for expertise and drones, how to build them and even to buy them. There's a lot of money to be made in this, and the Ukrainians do this on the cheap. They're taking down multi-million-dollar Russian missiles with drones that cost maybe $10,000 to build, which is exactly what these Gulf countries need right now, with Iran bombing the bejeebers out of them, hitting civilian targets. And here comes Zelensky and the Ukrainian army with a solution. a great one at that. And they're like, hey, you know, we'll sell you some of this expertise and some of our weapons so you can take on the Iranian drones. And they actually get much of their missiles and defense systems from the Russians themselves. And those have obviously not gone very well because their defense systems have been completely neutered by the United States and Israel. And so if you want to counter the Iranian drones, why not take the guys who have a track record at beating the providers of Iranian drone technology, the Russian Federation? They have a track record of doing this. And they have a lot of goodwill right now in the rest of the world. Goodwill means a lot when it comes to selling weapons. In addition to having the best drone game in the world right now, they have, friendly relationships with almost everybody because most countries are empathizing with them right now after being suddenly and basically illegally attacked by Russia and Vladimir Putin. And so they've been forced by circumstance to build the best and probably the most cost-effective drone game in the world, to the point where they're even willing to, there's even discussions right now about them exporting their technology to the United States. We're in a position right now where we're going to probably be buying their drone technology. The only type of military technology in the world where the United States could possibly be a buyer at this point, given our track record for building weapons. Both countries have built theirs basically on capitalist systems and competition. We have military contractors that compete against each other. Ukraine has small manufacturers who have pitched in free market economics and pitched their solutions to the Ukrainian army. Economic competition does wonders when it comes to building defenses. Both countries know this. But the Ukrainians being under the barrel and honestly the cowardly targeting of civilian targets like Russia has done and Iran has done across the Middle East, the Ukrainians have the best drone game in the world at this point, basically by force. It wasn't like they set out, before this whole Russian invasion started to do this. This has come as a matter of course of the war itself and the attack from the Russian Federation. So there it is, guys. What if you knew that's a little bit different than normal? What if I told you that the Americans are not the best in one area of warfare, drone warfare? That title, friends, goes to Ukraine. It's not always been that way, but today, if you take a snapshot here and now, that is the case. Fight me in the comments. Share this if you have anybody else if you agree with me and you want to let anybody else know this, I would certainly appreciate it. So anyway, guys, I'll see you in a later day. Peace out, homies.